So when I'm in those situations, when I am confronted about conflict that's behind my back, so to speak, and not someone who's actually confronted me in a negotiation or something like that. And most of the times in my career, that has happened with, sadly, people who actually report it to me. And I've heard that they've said something very negative about me, or I definitely know I have this reputation at work of like, oh, don't mess with Demetra, she don't play. Some of that you have to think to yourself, first step back and think, where do I think this is coming from? Is it from an actual incident or an exchange I've had with the person? Or is this steeped in some stereotype? Because a lot of times it's steeped in a stereotype, because I always think, well, I've never yelled at her, or I've never yelled at him. I've never, raised my voice. I've never cursed. So what is this stemming from? And then I do think that you cannot be afraid to actually have the conversation. And so, I usually will start again with that, a softer tone, but very direct. And I say, hey, I understand there's an issue about such and such, or there's an issue with me in connection with this, and I wanted to have a chance for us to discuss it. I do think if you come in sort of trying to, Billy Bad somebody, it puts people on guard. They're not as likely to give you honest feedback, or they go so defensive that then they want to escalate the conversation higher. And I think there is something that can really be said, one, for giving them a space for, I always encourage people to and let them know I don't think I'm perfect at everything. And so I'm open to some feedback. Let me have your feedback, and then I can have a better sense of where the conflict is coming from. But you can't address the conflict behind their back either. I think you do have to actually approach them yourself.